Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this opening, but um, first of all, before I do the opening, don't hold this against me because my whole point of the video is to improve upon it. I'm sorry. The opening is that I don't think Sword and Shield is worth, buying. Now, this isn't to talk about that, but the one thing I think would actually make it worth it is an old feature that I actually think a lot of people could get behind. Adding the underground to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Let me specify why this would be amazing. First of all, the new games are kind of a bit limited on what you can do. In Ultra Moon and Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun, there's not really much you can do after you have every Pokemon in the Pokedex and have beaten the game. I mean, you can go to the Ultra Wormholes, but even then, like yours truly had caught every legendary Pokemon in those Ultra Wormholes. So it's not as limitless. And for anyone who doesn't know, in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, obviously, the underground was literally endless. You could go mining for items, rare evolutionary stones, even something called the Odd Keystone, which is the only way you could get a Pokemon named Spiritomb. Now, also, you could go hunting for other players' bases. And your boy took the time to go hunt down 100 of these base flags and capture them so that I could get, you heard me, you know what I'm gonna say, a Spiritomb. So it was very endless because you would mine for literally forever. But yours truly would also really like to see what the underground would look like with the newer graphics. Now, I need to point out that it would be very different, but the concept was only in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. They never made a return for the underground, but it was one of the most beloved parts of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Other than, of course, Arceus, which is like the most powerful god Pokemon, I'm just going to say right now. I mean, it is the only god Pokemon, but you get my point. I mean, except for technically the, Landorus, Thundurus, Tornadus. They're technically gods, but not the same kind, okay? Pretty sure they're technically gods. My point is, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum was a legend because it had an endless feature to it. No other game had an endless feature to it. Now, it might take you hours upon hours to actually do, but even then, it wasn't endless, because yours truly has done every other feature in every other game. Even in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, there was the new activity of the EV Trainer, I believe it was called, which allowed you to up your stats of Pokemon. But that wasn't endless because you could only up the stats to a limit. Honestly, the underground was the only limitless activity you could ever do in a Pokemon game other than just running through the wild for no reason. Because even if you're shiny hunting, there's still a limit to that. You still can only get so many Pokemon that are shiny. Battling people? What's the point of battling if, you're already maxed out everything and, there's not really any reason to battle except for fun. And honestly, the ability to achieve something is what motivates a lot of people like Pokemon players, because that's the whole point of the whole game itself. Leveling up Pokemon is part of a journey. If the journey leads to nothing, what's the point? Even Ash Ketchum has always been going for the Pokemon Elite Four / Pokemon League / whatever. It's always been the whole point of Pokemon was to make an achievement. Gotta catch them all. Major achievement. Even they took away that function now. God damn it. But Nintendo, why didn't you incorporate the underground? That'd be amazing. Not to mention Sword and Shield already has mini games in it. You can cook curry. Why can't you incorporate the underground? Not to mention, apparently Sword and Shield isn't anywhere near endless. From what I've seen and heard, it's less endless than, other games. And I also need to point out, it's pretty limited even though the world is massive. It's a free roaming RPG kind of style, but there's still a limit to it. And it's kind of sad to say that a world that is massive can have more limits than other games that are very confined into a few small islands or cities. So, I'm going to. Sorry. Anyways, sorry about that. Back to my topic. I'm going to recommend that people get this out there. I would love to see what the underground would look like in Sword and Shield, because honestly, it'd be amazing. Oh, not to mention, in the underground, you could always customize and decorate your base. But what is the new game all about? Aesthetics. Like, look at all the new aesthetics in the newer games. The whole RPG kind of ability, the whole seeing Pokemon out in the grass, everything itself has to do with the looks. It looks amazing. So why isn't decorating a base amazing? All I have to say is, Nintendo, that'd be an amazing way to not only improve the game and make it, more endless, literally give you something to do anytime you want, but also it would get the classic players who played Diamond and Pearl motivated to buy your game. That would be an amazing accomplishment, especially since a lot of people are reluctant to do so. It really isn't worth their while. And just like it's not worth my while. If you added the underground, I'd go out and buy myself a Switch. I don't have a Switch. I would go out and buy myself a Switch. I'd save up way more than I currently am, which probably would be a bad, move for me to increase the amount I save rather than spending on, food. But I can survive with just ramen for a few weeks. It's good stuff. I have plenty of ramen. But my whole point is, it would get me to go out and buy the game. And yours truly hates to spend money. Unless it's on, like, cheap stuff. Like a bunch of smaller things. But honestly, saving money is not my forte. It's very hard for me to save money. But it would actually motivate me to do that more. Because the Underground was my favorite thing from Diamond and Pearl. Nothing in Diamond and Pearl was ever anywhere near as good as that. I mean, even the Darkrai quest in the game was just like, not as good. So I believe if you added the Underground into Sword and Shield, you'd not only improve the game quite a bit and give people a reason to play more, but you'd also give a reason to people to come and buy the game if they're still reluctant. Because the Underground will and has always been and always will be a major staple of Pokemon history. So, Nintendo, hit me up for any offers. I'm kidding. I don't need payment. Just add it to the game and I'll be happy. Please do it. I'll be very happy if you do. Oh my god, please, I'm begging you. Anyways, that's all. Nintendo, seriously though, it'd really be a good idea for you. Not only because I recommend it, like, I mean, I'm pretty smart, but no, obviously I'm not that great. I'm great, but I'm not that great. No, seriously, I kid. But seriously, it would be a major way for you to motivate people to come buy your game, and it'd be a major decision for you guys that would impact your quality much more than it already is. And I need to point out, a lot of people are reluctant to buy the game because it's $60, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong on that, but I don't want to switch, so I can't really even think about how much the games cost if I don't have the system. But from what I saw, it was $60. So, if you add that major function into the game that makes it endless, it would give people their money worth plus some. Even people who don't think that the current game is worth $60, they would have no way to deny that something that's endless isn't worth the money. I mean, unless it's poorly done, then technically they could say it's not worth my money. But the Underground, to me, can never be done badly, as long as it keeps the functionality of being endless. But please don't mess up my love for the Underground. I'd greatly appreciate it. But seriously, Nintendo, hit me up for just like to talk. I like talking. I can't actually, now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't, because does the Nintendo America actually talk about this? I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, if I'd have to talk to a official in Japan, because I don't speak Japanese. Uh, 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 I can't even think of any Japanese. Hashire Soriyo, cousin, yo no yo ni, Tsukimi haro, pato for pato. That's the only Japanese I can. Well, I mean, I can speak some Japanese, but not fluently. Sorry, I had to sing Pataru Pataru. I mean, it's the holiday season. What do you expect from me? No, but seriously, like, just hit me up. I'd love to talk and suggest more ideas. I don't need payment. I swear, I don't need payment for my ideas. I just want the community to grow. Pokemon was my childhood. I mean, it's my adulthood too. So just saying. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I will never give you up as long as I live. Just because I need some sort of game I can actually play because I can't play anything on the Switch, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was the last thing I could play. Sad face. Anyways, that's all. Bye, everybody. Nintendo, please, 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 please add the underground. It'd be an amazing thing to do. Okay, I'm ending the video now before I go into any more detail. Silence me. Silence. Bad boy. Hang up the phone. Stop the recording. Yeah. Okay, bye.